What is good, everybody? It's Charles from Team COG Country with a post-commentary duel video from Locals. We went to Locals. We took the Flame Swordsman variant to Locals, and if you guys don't know, I've talked pretty negatively about the Flame Swordsman stuff, the amount of engine it takes, all this type of stuff, and then I was just getting kind of boned, no pun intended, boned by the algorithm on like all the testing sites I did. But I took it to Locals, and it performed phenomenal. Like, I'm talking like it totally changed my perception of it, and I think this will be the way I play moving forward with the deck list. And we ended up here in round 1. I don't know if I'll upload round 2, round 3, 4, excuse me. I know I said round 2 twice, but this is like my 4th time trying to record this video. So excuse me. We're not doing it again. If we mess up, we're just riding with it. But anyway, this is round 1 at Locals here with the Flame Swordsman variant versus Tenpai over here. So let's go ahead and get this match started. I have the video sped up pretty fast because it is a long video. And we're not trying to sit here for a long time. So we go dice roll. I think I won it. I don't know, even if I don't win it, or since we're playing against Tenpai, he's going to be like, hey, you go first, which is kind of scary. Tenpai, they just sit down and go click, clack with a shotgun, and he frame 1 drops Mulcharmy, man. So I have to play this part, like, pretty smart here. So I chain him to the Mulcharmy, I chain the Fighting Flame Sword to go ahead and search the Fighting Flames, or the Fighting Swordsman, Fighting Flame Swordsman, which is a really cool card. I normal summon it, he gets to draw, I go ahead and search off this, the Flame Sword's Realm, which... one thing, I'll go ahead and pause real quick. One thing I will say about the Fighting Flame Swords, the Flame Swordsman stuff versus, like, the Battle Boxer stuff, it feels like it beats through the combo, even though it's like a 2-card combo in a way, it beats Nib a lot easier than the 1-card combo does, that the Boxer stuff does, which is pretty nice. So, like, at the end of the day, if I get nibbed on my 5th summon and I get nibbed, I can still end on Gearfried and the ultimate Flame Swordsman. So that's 2 disruptions through nib, and I'm solving the nib because the Flame Swordsman is going to pop the nib and burn for 5. So that feels a lot better than, like, getting nibbed and not having anything with the Boxer stuff. But anyway, right now the goal in the game plan is, since I've been Mulcharming, he's going to get to draw 3 cards against me if I go full combo. He's already got to draw 1 with my normal, he's going to draw another one with Renault, and then he'll draw a 3rd one with Gearfried, which is kind of scary. So right now, in my mindset, I'm like, alright, this is okay. He's only get draw 2 on my hands pretty good. Maybe I can set up enough disruption to stop him. So... anyway, I go ahead and special summon, or I don't special summon, not Renault yet. I go ahead and equip Durandal's effect to go ahead and search the Renault. Renault will go ahead and special summon himself out, adding back the Gearfried. He draws a 2nd card. It looks like he drew another Mulcharmy, so on resolution, he hits Mulcharmy again. So now, he'll draw 2 cards if I summon Gearfried, and I don't want that. That's a lot more than 1. It's double 1, so, like, I don't want him to do that. So we summon Angelica, we go Chainlink 1, Angelica, Chainlink 2, the Fighting Flame Swordsman, to send the Fighting Flame Dragon, or the Fighting Dragon from my extra deck, and then search Museum, because I must have opened Salamandra here. The main deck Dragon. We go main deck Dragon equipped to Angelica, chain Angelica's effect, to go and send Ogier, and then we'll get to trigger the Fighting Flame or the Flame Dragon effect here, to go ahead and search yourself a Salamandra spell or trap. We go ahead and search, I believe we go for, we go ahead and search out the Fusion, and we go for Fusion here, because I think I'm also goaded and opened, it looks, I see a trap card, looks like we opened with Chain here. But we go ahead and we go for Fusion, because this, if you grab Fusion, you beat Nibiru, essentially. That's what happened. The Fusion allows us to play through Nib, and since he's playing the Tenpai, we know Nib's probably main decked, and he's already been able to draw 2 cards technically, since we know, or 2 cards already, and we have 1 unknown. So anyway, let's bring up Ogier. Ogier's effect to send. I'm thinking here what to send. I don't want to send Gearfried, so I send Turpin, so like I can potentially play through more things here. So we go ahead and go Turpin. Make Charles. Oh, no, I know exactly. Now that I see it, I know exactly why I did. I send Turpin so I can add it back, so I can pinch it with this Flame Sword's Realm, so then I can bring it back out. We go roll an effect to equip to Charles. Go ahead and link off into Emperor Charles the Great. Charles effect to equip. We go ahead and we equipped Almus. There we go. Almus effect to go and destroy itself, which I think I should have just gone for Joy's anyway. But we go Joy's effect to attempt to add back out the Turpin, like I said. Go Flame Sword's Realm. Pitch here to go ahead and summon out the Flame Swordsman. And then Turpin can reborn itself since we control monsters with Equip card, and then we go ahead and link into SP. So now what the trap, since I clearly had the trap card, the Salamandra Chain gives me an extra layer of disruption because it can bench stuff from the graveyard to Fusion. I already have all the material in the graveyard, the Fighting Flame Dragon and the Flame Swordsman in the graveyard to fuse. So we go in phase, Charles effect to equip out the Oliver and the Durandal. I don't know why I didn't go for Malgus here, but I guess I was fearful of like Imperm or something like that being hit there. So he goes the quick play spell. I don't really know most of the like Tenpai names, I'm not going to lie. I just know Pedro and Chungus. That's about it. And then I call the green one the green one. But he go ahead and searches here. And I believe we see a Lightning Storm get dropped down here, calling, yep, Lightning Storm. We go ahead and chain the Charles to go ahead and send for an equip spell from hand or field. And he chains Droplets, sending Pedro and Lightning Storm to go and hit SP. And that, so Lightning Storm gets destroys all my types of monsters. And Durandal will trigger, since it was equipped to the Charles, to summon out the Ogier. Ogier will then send the Gear Free for a follow-up if we survive. But it looks like we might have a good shot here because he fires off Pot of Prosperity, which means all battle damage is halved. Or just all damage is halved. It looks like he reveals Pot, Ash, the field spell, and Chungus there, and he grabs Regeki. Wow. So he activates Regeki. I make a little misplay here, but remember, this is locals, and my Nick allows me to, like, correct this. But I go ahead and on Regeki, I try to chain Roland, target Angelica, then chain Angelica's effect. But what I should have just done is chain the trap card, target Angelica, then chain Angelica this way, and I'd have been able to play through more. So essentially, we'd have been able to play through, like, 2 board wipes with this. And that's just a misplay on my part. You know, you play, the more you play, the more you learn, etc. Especially because these cards all have, like, very niche interactions with each other. But essentially, Summon Train should have been trying to target Angelica, and then chain Angelica to go ahead and bob out of here. But Angelica will still bob out because of the way we did it. Sending the Malgus, and then Malgus will shuffle back 3 for cost, and we get to draw a card. Which I believe we'd rip an Ash Blossom, which, I don't know if we rip Ash. I think we rip Call by the Grave, actually. But anyway, everything resolves now. And now the trap is in the graveyard, so I can banish it and fusion summon for the Ultimate Flame Swordsman, which would give me a pop. But Enormous One's Green brings back Chungus, and right here, during the main phase, I should have kept him here in the main phase. I should have banished the trap, fusioned out the Ultimate Flame Swordsman, equipped Roland to the fusion, and then popped a card. That's what I should have done, but we didn't do it. But anyway, the more you live, you learn, right? So we end up just doing this here, which we summon the Ultimate Flame Swordsman, which he has a pretty cool effect. I go damage at start of the damage step, boost his attack, but he gets also summoned from the deck, so he takes no battle damage, which is kind of crazy. I think that's kind of wild. Some things. But anyway, he summons Pedro. Pedro will set the summoning, which is the one that summons from the deck. And now this guy, the Ultimate Flame Swordsman is just giant, dude. He's just huge. So like he has to find some way to beat over him, which I know he can just make a card and pop him. But I feel like if he has to make cards to pop him, he's going to lose out on OTKing, because we go here, he fusion summons here, and then he brings back out the Chungus, and Pedro will quick effect fuse into this other synchro. I forget his name. It's like a scrap dragon, but it's a fire scrap dragon. Just reading cards to make sure. Sadly, Flame Swordsman could have been better, but it doesn't do anything here. He goes and pops the Flame Swordsman, and he pokes for half damage here with the Cobalt Dragon, I think it's what it's called, Cobalt, something Belt Dragon. But he ends up pokes there, and he links off into Heretic Spear. So I draw for in phase, draw for turn. I think I ripped Call by here, or I think I must have ripped Ash, because I know I ripped one of the two. But pretty much I have Call by, which checks the Heretic Spear, and then I think I have Ash, which also checks the face down. So like it's like kind of written in the stars, except for it's written in the flames for us, where victory is on our point here. So he goes, I pay 12. He tries to chain the Heretic Spear. I change Call by the Grave. And the reason he did that was so I'd have to pay. My life is low enough to where I'd have to pay more life, you know. So like I see his thought process here. So we tried to equip, and we equipped Almus to go ahead and re-equip the Durandal to go ahead and search out Renault, and then we just special out Renault to go ahead and add back, I think, the Fighting Flame Swordsman. Yep, we add back Fighting Flame Swordsman. We normal summon Fighting Flame Swordsmans, which will grab us the search for the Fighting Flame Sword, which has 3 crazy effects. 1 to add, 2 to pop, and 3 to protect. So, like, we just got a lot of utility with this card here. I'm just thinking, what's the correct play? I think we go for... I'm not Warrior Locked or anything, so we go for Cross Sheep, it seems like. Cross Sheep put in a lot of work this locals, which I think it's the mainstay. We go ahead and use the Flame Swordsman to go ahead and send the Fighting Dragon from the extra deck. And then I think we go Realm to send Angelica, summon out... to go ahead and summon out the Flame Swordsman, triggering Cross Sheep to summon out Malgus, so we can go ahead and link it off to get another draw. And I just had to make sure that, you know, we were fusion summoning here. We make the Promethean Princess, shuffle back 3 for cost with Malgus, and you guys can kind of see where this is going. Promethean will be able to bring back the Fighting Flame Swordsman since it was properly fusion summoned with the trap card, and then we can go the equip to equip. We use the Salamanders to equip to it, and now we're just going to be able to punch here for a lot of damage. We go Declare, he attempts to activate this, I ash it, and then this card's going to like double its attack and become like 10,000. So we one-punch the one-punch dragons. Fire Knights unite, man. So we'll go ahead and jump on into game number 2. All right, guys, here we are in that all-important game number. Not really all-important. We're here in game number 2, where we're gonna. I can't remember. I think so. What's scary, man, is like Tenpai can go first, and their going first board is kind of good in a way. It kind of surprises me that Tenpai players don't try to go first. It's just like a 2-card combo. Is all you need is any 2 of the dragons, and you can go like first. But anyway, I believe losing the, going first, winning Nick, or the Tenpai player Nick, it allows me to go, sticks to the game plan, the Triff way, sticks to the game plan, tells me to go first again. So we normally summon Ogier here. Ogier's effect to go ahead and send. He ends up chaining the Inperm. I chain Crossout, and I know there's a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Competitive players like Crossout needs to go to 1. Totally disagree, dude. I think as long as hand traps are going to exist in the form and capacity that they do, we either need to have Crossout or Call By at 3, essentially. But anyway, we go ahead and send Gearfried, Museum, Durandal, Renault. We have the anti-Nibiru line here, or anti-hand trap line. So we've already checked Inperm. So that means I just got to establish Gearfried to check any other hand trap like Nib or Ash if he's holding it, which we would already have Ashed, I assume. So now it's just like we're trying to just, check a potential Nibiru. And we go ahead and go effective Ogier to equipped to the Gearfried, and then we have to throw away an equip spell with... We have to kind of waste the Museum here. We haven't used Museum's effect to, like, special summon yet, but we're going to go and activate the second Museum. And kind of looking, that's 3, 4... Yeah, that would have been our 5th summon. We can't play around here, like, because Nibiru could touch down pretty hard here. So I think I grab Almus, and I should have just grabbed Joyous. You always want to have Almus. Almus is the best card to search and have in the deck, so like it's just kind of like wasteful to keep Joyous in the deck. Go ahead and get Joyous out of it because Almus just can fetch either one from the graveyard, so it's just proper etiquette probably to go ahead and grab Joyous or like a different one. But if you're only playing the 2, you got to grab Almus. So we grab Almus here, and we chain the Angelica to go ahead and send. And I end up thinking, so like I send Roland, but I should have sent Turpin. But the reason that I sent Roland is because I was scared of Nibiru. So I have to, there's Nibiru, so Gearfried checks that. But I send Roland because I was scared of Board Breaker, so I want to get access to Angelica's Angel Ring. I go Tactics to draw 2, which I draw pretty decent, I think. I think I draw Oliver and the Fighting Flame Swordsman, which I go Oliver effect, pitching the Fighting Flame Swordsman. Fighting Flame Swordsman effect to send. We send the Salamandra, the main deck dragon. Main deck dragon goes ahead and searches us. I don't think we go for Fusion. I think we go for the Chain, so that we can Book of Moon his like normal summon, as long as he doesn't have the field spell. So we go ahead and grab Chain, and I think I see what we're trying to do, but it just doesn't work. I guess if we haven't used Museum's second effect, so arguably if we would have sent Turpin, we could have got to Charles. But since we sent Roland because we were trying to beat Board Breakers, it was like an option, right? We had a split highway. We either beat the Board Breakers or we beat Nibiru, and I don't think there's a world where I could have, there's no way I could have got to like Angelica's Angel Ring, so I was trying to play through like I had full combo. But anyway, so we just link off here into SP Little Knight. There's no need to make Anima there. I don't know why I did that. Little Knight to go ahead and banish the Nibiru. I go ahead and use the Salamander to equip to the Angelica, or not to the Angelica, Salamander equip to SP, so that way when it falls off, I'll be able to get a search for the Fusion, another equip spell, and then in phase I get to resolve Roland, adding Ricciardetto. He attempts to go Sangan, which I attempt to Ash that there because that card's pretty much, if he's using it now, but he activates Regeki. So we gotta do some cool things here. I think so. Here we go Regeki. I think we just bob and weave everything, which is kind of deadly here. So I go effective Angelica, target Gearfried, and then I chain Roland to target Angelica, chain Angelica. So Angelica is the last thing on the chain link to happen, because I think Angelica misses timing if it's not the last thing on the chain link. So we go ahead and send, banish, and then we go ahead and dodge everything, triggering effects, triggering the Salamandra to go ahead and search out the Fusion. And then we get to push shuffle back 3 because we set Malgus to hopefully get me another draw into like more extension here. So he normal summons the Green Dragon, and he attacks, and conveniently for me, he sets 1 card and passes. So in phase, all these cards come back. And we're pretty loaded, man. Like, there ain't no, like, the writing's on the wall. We see it in the flames. That we are in a very commanding position here, especially, like, if he set 1 card, like, what's the 1 card he could have set, that could beat this entire thing? Really nothing. We can just go into Promethean Princess. We can do a lot of crazy stuff here. So we pay 12, go ahead and search out Joyous. I think we go Oliver effect to equip to Angelica. We special out it using the Museum. We equipped Malgus so he can be protected from, I don't know why we did that, essentially, but anyway, we ended up hard making Charles. We've already utilized Roland, so there's no point in keeping Angelica out anymore, especially since we're in like such a commanding state. We go ahead and make the Charles, and then we can go ahead and equipped Roland, link off into Charles 1. Charles equipped, Charles effect to destroy. He chains the Sangan. We negate it with Charles to go ahead and shuffle back, send him Malgus to shuffle back 3 and draw 1, so that we can, yeah, so that was pretty good, because since Charles doesn't target, he has to chain, so like he still chained it, so we pop the Green Dragon. And now we're just trying to make sure we can get to lethal, which I know he's taking no damage. We're probably at we're at lethal already. I don't know why I was so scared. We have a 35 Charles, a 35 Gearfried, and an SP. So, like, we were at lethal already, man. We're just trying to, like, get there, you know, kind of flex on him with, I guess, the Ultimate Flame Swordsman stuff. But anyway, we poke for damage and hit just one punch him. I guess insult to injury. I've lost this deck quite a few times, so just being able to one punch him with is just kind of nice. But anyway, this is it for match number 1, guys. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, you guys out there, stay safe, stay healthy. This is Charles from Team COG, signing out.